last season. They bring Fletcher Cox back in Philly, so I'm sitting there like, we need to put something on this offensive line to combat that. What's going on? Welcome back, everybody. The Dallas Cowboys get smashed in the 425 window, man. That is not how things were supposed to go today. Talk to me, bro.
Ah man, look, I ain't even gonna lie, man. It sucks as it feels, you know what I'm saying, coming off a loss. We all know how the wins feel, right? Did we overlook the Arizona Cardinals? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna make this a thing about us and how bad we played because we did play terrible. But first off, let's just shout out the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? They came in with a good game plan. I thought Gagnon he came in and he did a lot of things well as far as the defensive side. You know what I mean? A lot of disguises, things like that. But boy, did I not expect this. I did not expect this, man. And you can believe the Cowboy haters and everybody, they're going to have a field day with this one, man. How you feeling?
I kind of saw it, man. The undisciplinedness that we had in the first half, bro, that carried into the second half is disgusting. And even in our preview leading up to this game, we discussed the Cardinals had 17 penalties and we were rocking with way less. And to
Facts.
flip the script in this, bro, makes no sense. But that Arizona crowd noise affected things early, man. It was affecting
Nah,
the
you good. Hey, look, let them hang, bro. Let them hang.
it was affecting the comms, man, on the first and second drive very clearly for Dak and McCarthy, man. And
For sure.
things just kind of spiraled out of control quickly, man.
Nah, for sure, man. I thought it was a very undisciplined game from us, uncharacteristic. Like big takeaways, right? Obviously, you talk about the penalties, right? I was surprised for the Cowboys rushing defense, man. I thought it was crazy. Like, the game started off, Joshua Dobbs obviously he has that big play. And I mean, we you hit me back and forth for whatnot. You like, I'm just telling you, I'm like, okay, that's a big play. You know what I'm saying? They come back, what I mean, they're able to run the ball through our throats, man, down our throats. So 180 rushing yards just for the first half is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. And to see what we did against the Jets last week and to come back and put out that type of performance this week, man, I just didn't see that coming. Like I said, shout out to them, hats off to them. But definitely a big takeaway. Penalties, definitely the Russian defense. And then one thing I told you was a point of emphasis of mine coming into this thing was the red zone offense. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I didn't know if it was just the Jets defense and how things transpired last week. But then going into this week, I was like, okay, can we show some things? Can we fix it up? And then honestly, it came back to bite us, man. We look, we was moving the ball up and down the field, you know what I'm saying? Like in between the 20s, we was good, but it seems like every time we got down to the red zone, you know what I mean? We just didn't have an answer down there. And that's something Mike McCarthy himself. Obviously, he calling the plays now. He's gonna have to get back to the drawing board and we're gonna have to short it up fast, man. We got San Fran coming up next week, so I mean, we don't really have time to kind of hang our hat on this one too much, man. It's gonna be tough.
No, and as you mentioned, that's the most rushing yards we've given up in a half, I think, since like 91, bro. That's bonkers. DQ was not himself with this game plan, man. And I think, the Trayvon injury had an impact on this team, man. But they came out flat. It's embarrassing, bro. We lost to Josh Dobbs.
Look, Josh Dobbs.
We got lit
We
up by
did.
Josh
Like
Dobbs.
I'm not even trying to knock him too much. He played well, but he didn't have to do too much. You know what I'm saying? They Russian offense, like they did what they had to do. And then I will say this: when they had to make plays, they made plays. I thought Hollywood he played a good game. And he got the better of Gilmore. I'm gonna just be honest. He got the better of Gilmore on multiple occasions. Bland as well. I thought the safeties, I mean, the angles they were taking, I thought they played a bad game. Man, they just didn't hold up. But I can't sit there and say just Trayvon Diggs himself like did that have the effect that it had on our defense. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a lot of things. It was surprising to me that the defense itself, the Russian, I mean, as far as getting up the quarterback, it just seemed like we couldn't get home this game. Uh,
We were just rushing right past Josh Dobbs,
Facts.
bro. Like they were just going past him. They were in their lanes, but they were not closing in. They allowed him to step up in the pocket. It's and it's crazy, man, because some of that one they ran when Buddy came across the seam
Rondell
and was
Moore,
wide.
that's my guy.
Oh
That's my guy too,
gosh,
man.
bro, Malik Hooker,
And that
man,
the
that's
angles.
last week, twice
Yeah,
this week, bro. And I mentioned it when we re-signed him. Like I like the re-signing, but there is room for improvement there, man. We got to do better than that. That
yeah.
hurts.
It was a
Mo-
terrible game, man. Terrible.
they did a great job though with Mike. Man. They had Micah contained. They were hitting him with the chips. Like shout out to them, bro.
Which is smart, right? We talk about Gagnon, right? And one thing that Philly did last year was they kind of attacked Micah the same way, and it kind of seems like he kind of took that and he brought that into play for this game, man. So they did a lot of things well. I'm just baffled by the performance. If we talking about some bright spots, right? And we'll cover a lot of things, right? I thought the Russian offense that we had, I mean, I thought Pollard and Dotto and those guys, man, hats off to them. I thought they had a hell of a game. They just didn't have the chance to put the imprint on it the way we thought they would. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
CD, what I mean? It's crazy. Like the disguises and the things they was doing, the coverages. Like, could we have attacked it a little bit more? Gallup, he did show up a little bit more. I was excited to see him kind of, coming to his own. Obviously, but it just seems it brings the question of are we a team that plays well ahead and how do we play when we're behind? Because if we playing, this is the first time we kind of been behind at any game this season. I mean, it is obviously. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if we playing behind, is this the type of output we can see?
It it I hope not, man. And excuse me, the what we were doing with Tyron Smith today, I don't get why he was suited up and we were allowing Dak to get smashed on the left side, man. Dak was not comfortable in the pocket. Those injuries that we had too on the offensive line, man, we were out there with three guys that shouldn't be playing starting. You
Facts.
know what I mean? That's a tough one, man. I'm happy for Tony Pollard and Dowdle for being able to create those run lanes, man. But that O line, man, was horrible in pass protection, but they were helping
Yeah,
in the
I
run
wish
game.
we could have leaned on the run game a little bit more. And then like that, like what I mean, we talked about a little bit before, like Zach Martin and so I'm like, okay, cool, cool, cool. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know Tyler Badass was gonna be out. And then even when those two went out, what I mean, I thought Tyron Smith was still in there. That's the crazy thing. So after we did all of that, I'm like, okay, yeah, we really got a makeshift offensive line going on. I thought those guys did hold up in the run game for the most part, but more than anything, I thought the penalties was just killing us. You know what I'm saying? Pre-snap penalties is crazy.
Dumb
It's
penalties.
dumb penalties, right? So, what I mean, like, did they have a bad game as far as the offensive line? I guess you can go back and forth for that one, but I kind of got to put this one on McCarthy and Dak. You know what I mean? I thought, what I mean, he played within himself. A lot of the short passes we made plays when we had to make plays, but it just came back to the red zone time and time again. Like when we had those 3 points, you could have took those 3 points, it would have been a 19-21 game. And then you talk about that, but at the same time, Arizona Cardinals, they come back down the field, they make a big play. Michael Wilson, obviously, they come back down there and score. So I'm like, hey, it is what it is, man. They just had our number today. And I'd rather them get that out their system now than we dealing with this later in the season. Because once we kind of, fun ourselves a little too much, maybe. But maybe this is what they needed for a silver lining, I guess I could say.
Well, and with the red zone struggles, man, I think right here with these red zone struggles is where you miss an Ezekiel Elliott, somebody that can really pound the rock. And I think his presence is missed in the red zone so far this season. And McCarthy, man, some of the decisions he was making, like you mentioned, you take those three
Yeah,
points, man. It's early in the game, and then what are you doing throwing the ball on 2nd and 1 when you're inside? Like, what are we
yeah,
doing, man? Like late in the game, and then the way they were bleeding the clock on that last drive, man, it made no sense. Dak did not read Kazir White, and it's funny they were talking before the game about Dak addressing his ints, man, and then he does that right there at the end of the
right, right.
game. Like, it's just so fitting for how that game to end right there too, bro.
Oh man, it's what I mean, it's terrible, man. And going into it, man, like I would say matchup wise, I really thought we had the edge all the way across the board. But one thing I knew was Arizona played hard. What I'm saying, they've played hard. They've shown that they put it on film, right? But then in the second half, we seen them fold. You know what I mean? And for this game, obviously they came out to a fast start, so I kind of still had that hope. Like I'm like, okay, we not too far this thing. I was just waiting on those adjustments, right? Like we talking about the Russian defense and things like that. I'm like, okay. Normally we're a good adjustment team, but I just didn't see those take place today. And what I mean, I'm waiting to see like the post game interviews, the what I mean, from the coaches. I just want to see what they're saying coming out of this game and kind of how can we improve on that going into this week? Because well, next week, but this week, man, it wasn't a lot of positives. I guess I can say that.
No, not at all, man. And but you mentioned Gallup, man. Gallup looked good. Gallup looked like he returned to
Yeah.
form. But to be honest here, man, this probably is the biggest game of the year for Arizona. And this is going to be a sprinkle on our record, man. This team is better than that, and they'll bounce back. I'm kind of bummed that this happened week 3, man. Like this would have been way cooler to experience in week 9. They could have let us feel ourselves a little bit longer.
Nah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I would hate to like go on a streak and then getting ready for the playoffs, you kind of feeling yourself right there, and then you take a loss like this. Let's go and get this out the way. One thing I can say is, you know, what I mean, in the McCarthy era, we haven't really played down the competition. We've kind of it's been little games. It's crazy. Like we talked about Josh Dobbs in Tennessee, we kind of played down the competition, but for the most part,
Right.
we've kind of came out here and took care of business. So, nah, I can't say I'm cool with it. I'm not going to sit here and say that, but you know, I think San Fran would tell us a lot. We got some guys healthy. Hopefully, they rest the guys for a good reason, and then next week we can have our offensive line back together. And then I think we got a lot of questions in the secondary. You know what I mean? With Trayvon Diggs out, it seemed like people like they took shots at Gilmore. They was able to do that. I thought Bland he let up a lot of big plays, and we talked about the safeties as well. Um, and then with Arizona in the rushing game, it's normally, you know what I mean, you got the Russian quarterback, and we've had trouble guarding mobile quarterbacks and things of that nature. But this time, you know what I mean, I thought a lot of teams was taking advantage of us making like the stunts, and then they catch us behind the stunts and make big plays like that. This time it was just kind of like mano with mano. And like, is that a thing that we got to come out of nickel a little bit more? Do we got to play a little bit more linebacker? I'm interested to see what type of adjustments we make, you know what I mean, moving forward, like next week, you know what I'm saying? Especially playing a run heavy team like San Fran.
So real quick, we've been off on the San Fran game. We got New England next week, San Fran the
Oh,
following
okay,
week.
okay,
I just pulled up the
okay.
schedule there because I've been saying San Fran this
Same.
whole time too.
Thought it was.
But CMC gonna run all over us if they continue to play like this, bro.
It is what it is, man. And they got a lot of eye candy stuff too. Some of the problems that we had today, like misdirection, things of that nature. So we're gonna have to show it up. I'm glad that we don't have San Fran next week if that's the case. Give us New England, and you know what I mean, maybe they'll rebound. Are we? Do you know if we're playing in New England or we back in Dallas for this one?
It's back in
Back in Dallas.
Dallas.
Okay. So we ain't got to go to Foxborough. So I mean, at least that's good. I think we can bounce back, man.
You got the X over there.
Yeah, man. Let's look. You already know, man. I think they're gonna have a field day with us today. I just want to see what they got going on the X atmosphere. Give me a second. We can go ahead and pull it up. It's crazy, man.
Man.
Crazy.
But we still 2-1, bro. We still 2-1.
Yeah, buddy.
Nah, so there we go.
Let's see what's going on. So we got your boy Scooter McGroot on here. Hey, look.
Hold up.
Hey, look. You know what I'm saying? So look, we hope it's intentional, man. Obviously, we ain't going undefeated. It's funny. Let's see if the people come out, man. Jerry Jones signed. Jerry, what is you doing, Jerry? He out here signing babies while we taking L's, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see, man. We trending right now. Yeah, I think that was me too, bro. Let's keep it rolling. Let's see. We breaking TVs.
That was almost me before,
See.
bro. That was almost me. When they said we got to get the ball to Hollywood more, and then Hollywood scored at the end. That was me
Oh,
right there,
man.
bro.
Facts, bro. Facts. Sad walk. Look at him, man.
They said dejected. Boy.
It's sad, bro. Oh man.
Oh,
Okay, she's still rapping. Aight. No, man. They got the corners. I can't do this tonight, man. Listen, we're gonna have to sit back. Like it's gonna be a lot more of this, man. Oh man, we gotta scroll down a little bit more. This
that's
TJ
wild, bro.
Bass. I thought TJ Bass played pretty well. You know what I mean? He didn't have a bad game.
Hey, bro, that's
What
funny.
the
Dak
what
threw that.
the
Dak threw
F
that
is
right
Dak
to Zayden
see?
Collins, bro.
That's correct. Yeah, like looking at that from that angle, like that's crazy.
And bro, what was his expectation there, bro? Like, yikes. And that's the kind of throws we need Dak making, man, especially late in the season. That's what burned us last
Yeah,
year, man.
that's
Those are those dumb
that's a sad
throws,
one to
man.
see, man. And like, listen, we put a lot on Dak's shoulders, but I thought like it was one thing I was wanting to see, like when we was behind, like how would he respond, and honestly, he didn't make enough plays today. I'm not gonna put it all on his shoulders, but you know what I mean. He did play well for the most part, but it's a lot of things I wanted to see that I didn't see today, man.
How about that 3rd and long when he hit the, Tony Romo spin and picked up that first down?
That was nice. That was nice. I
That
think we
was
should
beast, bro.
incorporate his legs a little bit more than what we're doing. He took a little lick there at the end as well, though. But yeah,
Oh, yeah, he
you
did.
stated that as well. 182 rushing yards, first time since 1991. That's crazy. To the Cardinals of that, man. As always, next year. Hey, look,
Hey, people are wild,
we
bro.
eliminated early, man. Back to back, you see it. You see they coming out though. We deserve it all this week, man.
I know the Giants fans are
Your
so
boy
happy
Ernie on
about
here
this
heavy.
too.
Let's see what else we got going on. I seen one of them, man. It was pretty funny. Okay, here we go. We got one. Man,
People
we
are
get
wild,
smashed
bro.
up. But it was one that, you still on boards and they had Joshua Dobbs sitting there smiling at us with his bald head, bro. It's like, damn, bro. All right, that's enough of that. Twitter,
Bro,
Twitter getting off on this, man.
nah.
So, well, the X, I guess we can call it that, man. So, yeah, this it's kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy, but it is what it is. At the same time, man. Hey, look, we ain't got no choice but to bounce back from this one, man. Look, you gonna hear a lot of the hate. You gonna see a lot of people came out. You know what I mean? Y'all thought it was y'all year. Y'all still them boys. But listen, at the end of the day, you know what I mean. Every team take losses like this. Every team. It happens all throughout the year. Nobody goes undefeated. You know what I mean? Everybody feel like they should come out here and beat the teams they supposed to. If they did, everybody would be Super Bowl champs and everybody would go look 17-0, 18-0. Like, so it is what it is. Hats off to the Arizona Cardinals. They played a good game. We played a terrible game. I mean, let's just hope this is like one of the worst games we're gonna play this year and we can bounce back from this one.
Yeah, this was like our food poisoning game. But if you look at like the Chiefs today, man, people don't forget the Chiefs lost to Detroit week 1. You know what I mean? That wasn't supposed to
Facts.
happen. They come out and they whack Chicago today, which is what we were supposed to do against an Arizona team. Don't get it twisted, man. Like you said, these teams, everybody loses a little bit here and there, but we are 2-1, man. We got hope headed into week 4 against Bill Belichick, man, and Mac Jones. So hopefully when we get on post game next week, it's a little more energetic, a little more excitement.
Yeah, like
But
we did our first post game show, and it sucks to come off here. You know what I mean? Come on here after a loss, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So hopefully next time we come out here, we can party a little bit more, have a little bit better vibe. But at the end of the day, it's all good, man. Heads up, chin up, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna take that one on the chin, and it is what it is at the end of the day.
it is, man. And if you like it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back later on in the week with a couple more episodes. You got any final words?
Nah, that's it. That's it. Cowboy Nation. Hey, look, man, we got to bounce back. But like I said, man, I'm kind of just waiting to see the aftermath for this. What type of adjustments we're gonna make. Um, and last, like I said, man, congrats to Arizona. I think we did overlook them a little bit. I give them that, you know what I'm saying. But you know, what I mean, we'll be back with another one. We'll be back. I want to take some time to look into the film a little bit more, go into a little bit more detail, a little bit more in depth on what happened today. So we'll be back with you know, what I mean, a little recap, and then we'll hop right into next week. Start with New England, man. So yeah, man, hit that like, share, subscribe. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, and you know, what I mean, if that's it, man. Peace, man. Appreciate y'all.